don't like this, Nola. I almost got torn apart by those guard dogs at the gate.
Those dogs were nowhere near your taxi.
Where is everybody?
Well, they're asleep because of what's going to happen tomorrow.
What's going to happen?
There's going to be an operation.
I knew it. I knew something spooky was going on up in that room on the 3rd floor.
No, Gracie, there's going to be an operation at Cedars on a woman.
You dragged me all the way out
Gracie,
here to tell me about a woman being operated on at Cedars?
Listen, Gracie, I've got a decision to make. I mean, it's sort of like in the movie Rebecca, where Joan Fontaine suspected her husband of killing his first wife. Come on. Gracie, you gotta listen to this tape. I listened to it earlier. Oh, I can't. I just hate listening to Mr. McCord's conversations.
I'll tell you, it'd be one thing if you got the whole conversation, but you're only getting part of the conversations lately.
Well, it isn't easy, you know. It's a big responsibility being a spy.
You're not even getting paid for it. You know, I'd like to know if you can put in for some taxi fare, because I'm spending a lot of money.
Oh, Gracie, come on. This is for your country. I mean, Mata Hari, she sold out everything and everybody for her country.
Is that what you're doing, Nola? Selling out Mr. McCord for the good old USA?
Gracie, I am trying to clear Mr. McCord of all charges. Maybe even murder.
Murder?
Oh, keep your voice down.
Murder.
Well, I don't know if it's really murder. I mean, the victim lived. Oh, Gracie, like in that old movie, you know, Rebecca, but you never saw her. You just saw her clothes all around and everything, and then Mrs. Danvers always used to threaten Joan Fontaine with his first wife.
Why are you wearing that ridiculous gown?
I'm trying to be beautiful for you, my darling.
You look foolish.
Is it because the gown belonged to Rebecca?
I told you never to mention that name in this house, ever.
But I have to, don't you understand? I have to. Her initials are everywhere I turn, everywhere I look. I can't compete with her.
Oh, my darling, of course you can't compete with her. I mean, I love you the way you are. Sweet, simple.
Not beautiful or glamorous?
I married you to forget Rebecca. To forget how cruel and unfaithful she was to me.
Unfaithful?
Please, don't ask me questions I can't answer.
But I have to know. I have to know if you tried to.
No. You must never think that. Please, never let those words cross your lips, or whatever we have will be over.
Nola? Nola, what's the matter with you?
Oh, Gracie. The woman on the 3rd floor, her name is Rebecca Cartwright. And the reason that she was all bandaged up was because Mr. McCord tried to kill her.
Kill her?
Well, I don't know. Well, maybe he didn't try to kill her. Maybe he was driven to it because she was unfaithful or something like that. Or maybe there was another lover. That's it. That's it. They were standing on the cliff, and somebody else came up and tried to kill her. Rebecca Cartwright. Not Mr. McCord.
What do you mean you know all about what Nola's up to?
I was here in the study reading when I overheard her talking to her little friend, Gracie somebody.
You know, that's a very bad habit of yours, Helena. Listening to other people while they're having private conversation.
Are you so blind, Quentin, that you don't realize why Nola Reardon moved back into this house?
I like to think it's because she cares for me as much as I care for her.
She's a dirty little spy.
Don't be ridiculous.
You're the one who's being ridiculous. Thinking you're in love with that naive little girl.
Helena, your spite is showing all over you. It's very unattractive.
And you don't think what Nola's doing is unattractive?
What are you talking about?
She's spying on you.
Give me proof.
She knows there's a woman being operated on tomorrow morning at Cedars Hospital. A woman who is very important to you.
Come off her face. After the surgery on her larynx, you made it clear that you want to hide her true identity if possible.
Well, because of the nature of the accident, yes. I don't want you to think...
I don't think anything, Mr. McCord, except that you obviously want to help this poor creature you found. God knows you spent enough money.
Speaking of money, I'd like to make a small donation, if I may, to your private clinic.
Well, that's very kind, but it isn't really necessary.
I insist.
$10,000.
I'm very grateful for what you've done for Rebecca Cartwright.
There. That's the part I wanted you to hear her name. And then the tape ran out.
Now, what about that check for $10,000?
What about it?
What about... Nola, can't you see it's a payoff? Mr. McCord is paying off this doctor so he won't squeal. I mean, Mr. McCord isn't going to pick a stranger off the street and act like Sir Galahad for no reason at all. I'm telling you, Nola, Mr. McCord is involved in an attempted murder. Nola, what are you doing? Nola, you're destroying evidence. You can't do that. What do you think you're doing? Nola, are you or are you not a spy for the FBI?
Yes, I am, Gracie.
Well, you wouldn't catch Mata Hari destroying evidence like that.
Mata Hari, would she do anything for love? And Gracie, I'd do anything for Mr. McCord.
Okay, who do you think this Rebecca person is?
I don't know. But I'm really afraid that he cared for her. I mean, really cared.
You mean like in the movie, Rebecca? He was in love with her, but he killed her.
No, Gracie. It was because that she was unfaithful to him, and he was sorry, probably.
You mean sorry after he pushed her off the cliff?
He didn't push her.
He pushed her.
Gracie, you don't know that.
I'm telling you, he pushed her.
I say he didn't.
You're not going to go to your FBI meeting, are you?
Yeah, I'm gonna go. I just may not have a whole lot to tell them. Look, Gracie, I don't like you saying all these bad things about Mr. McCord.
Okay.
I mean, maybe it was like in the movie, you know. Maybe there was another person and everything. Maybe it was like that George Sanders character, that other guy.
Okay. If he didn't do it, who did it? Nola, there is a body being hidden up on the 3rd floor between operations. Nola, you have to go to the FBI and tell them all about this Rebecca person and what's going on. If you don't, Nola, you're going to lose your best friend. I'm telling you, Mr. McCord is a would-be murderer.